Welcome, Aayushi.
Hi everyone. Yeah, it's so great to meet you, and thank you for asking me to be here. Um, yeah, I don't know if you want me to start with presenting my songs or.
Yeah, go ahead. You can give a brief introduction of yourself, and then we can get into some questions and just talk about your process with music production.
Okay, yeah, so I think that the bio read is pretty says it pretty well. Yeah, I've just been a musician and sorry, that's so obvious. I've just been singing and playing piano for a while, and then in my high school years, I got more into writing. And to be honest, I just wanted to take it to the next step, and I just started producing. So yeah, it's just been a pretty gradual process. Yeah, and I think I've finished writing about 50 songs in the last few years. So yeah, I don't like a lot of them, but I have completed 50 songs. So I can start by showing a song that I'm planning on releasing this upcoming September. I have to preface this by saying this song is not completely produced by me because I think I just wanted to hire someone professional to help me with it, just so my music could be a little bit more professional sounding. And yeah, and I can get more into that about why I chose to take some help from someone rather than do it all on my own, which is originally I was planning to do everything on my own. But yeah, I just want to show you guys. So this song is called Sync. And yeah, I think I can just share my screen. Okay. Okay. And I think if I click share sound, that will probably be good enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I hope you guys can all hear it. I have no idea what happened. Let me retry that. That was okay. Let me okay. I think I might just need to like reload it. Maybe I have no idea. Um,
Or just pause and play again. That works sometimes.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Hopefully this works. Okay. Otherwise, I have another song, so it's fine. Okay. Wait, I don't know if I shared sound. Oh my god,
You
I'm so
did, you did, you did. We could
okay.
hear it.
Okay, I just got worried that I didn't. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, let me just. All right. My nights have been sleepless. All I do is undress with guys who never love me. Get home exhausted. In my mind, there's just red pain. Call and cry, someone help me. I can't even explain the chemicals got in my brain. Call my doctor last night. Said small things just make me lose my fight. Sink down, down. Just a look, I've already lost my ground. Life crisis in the night of why I'm here. What would happen if I disappear? Glitter in her hair, I'm jealous. It's not fair that someone could be so careless. Love in her right hand, I'm her biggest fan, 'cause he's hers and I'm just helpless. I can't even explain the chemicals got in my brain. Call back doctor last says a girl with the glitter and the perfect guy. Let me tell you something and you would be surprised. She's so scared that she's wasting her life. She stares in the mirror, then she starts to cry. She asks me the next day how I have the drive. I say, what do you mean? With wide eyes, I've been trying to be you for my whole damn life. But jokes on me, now cause I finally realize we can't even explain the chemicals caught in our brains. Call my doctor last night. Said small things just make us lose our fight. And sink down, down, just to look, we've already lost the ground. Like crisis in and out of while we're here. What would happen if we disappeared? Sink down, down, sink down, down, sink down, down. We sink down together. Okay, yeah, that was the first song. So that's something I'm planning on releasing. I don't know if I should go ahead and show the other song or. Oh yeah, and thank you guys for all the nice comments. I unfortunately haven't heard of Band Lab, and yeah, I would definitely love to talk about my experience as a person of color in the music industry. So yeah, that definitely is something that has affected me.
Ayushi, that was beautiful. I was just taken away by your voice, and just like the quality of your production. So maybe we can get a little bit into your process, kind of how you got into this, and then you can share the second song. So I guess let's just start off with how you got started with music production, and kind of can you lay out the process of it? How do you start? Where do you go from there? Kind of how do you create lyrics, and then how does it actually get produced? We'd love to know about all of that.
Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, I could definitely go into that. So I actually wrote the song like almost 2 years ago. I wrote it at the very beginning of my junior year, and I tend to write songs just like to an acoustic piano, and I just kind of let it sit there for a few months because I don't know. I think that I usually like to take some time away from songs, but that's not like maybe the right way to do it. Um, but when I come back, I try to get away from that acoustic sound as much as possible because um I don't know. I mean that was what I was trying in the last few years. I mean there are some songs that are definitely, they sound better acoustically, but I tried to see what can I do to really make this song and bring it out, Um because I think for my music specifically, I have a goal of maybe like making people like bob their heads or move along. And I have to say that's easier when the song is produced with all types of instruments and um, not just, stuck with maybe piano or guitar or whatever you originally write it on. But that's obviously not true for every song. There are some songs that are just meant to be ballads, and yeah. But so I guess when I start to get into production, I actually use Logic Pro, which is just the $200 version of GarageBand. And I would say that's pretty good because there there are two music softwares that are pretty good in the industry, and the first one is Pro Tools, and the second one is Logic Pro. And Pro Tools is very expensive. It's like 1,000 a year, and I just haven't made that investment. But I think that's the software I'm gonna start using once I get into college. Um, Definitely, you know, I think that a lot of production is just experimentation and not trying to perfect everything because you're not going to get it perfect. That's the truth. And I definitely, when I started producing, this was really hard for me. I remember the first song I produced, I had like 10 versions of it because I wanted a perfect product and I wasn't getting that. And I'm gonna, to be honest, it's really hard to get a perfect product when you're all alone at home producing by yourself. That's the truth. And I guess that's the truth because um, when people produce professionally, there's a lot of other people. When people get their songs produced professionally, there's a lot of people who are producing one song. Like there's a singer, but then there's also the person who arranges the instruments, people who arrange harmonies, like specifically for arranging harmonies. There's people who um, like there'll be a few people who produce, there'll be a few people who master, and that's because you need a new ear, but it's that's the one downside to producing music by yourself is that you're the only ear you have. So I definitely have to say that's a downside to it. But yeah, sorry, I'm reading through some of the questions. Yeah. So I guess, oh yeah, so I think Kiko, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, but yeah, please let me know if I'm not. So yeah, I guess there's no right answer for how many people it takes to produce a song. For this song, I had another producer helping me, and then I had a mastering engineer. But also throughout the whole process, I've had, a lot of my friends or just other people listen to it just to see their reactions. And yeah, I mean, once again, a different year always helps. So even if it's someone like your friend, it's cool to show it to just random people, but take their advice with a grain of salt because people who aren't in the producing realm have some limited knowledge about production. And yeah. So yeah, so someone asked for my songwriting, do I follow a theme or prefer to write lyrics in a specific concept? So I don't really write to a theme. I have to say that I struggle to like explain my songwriting process. But one thing is that you just have to, you know, you just have to like sit down for maybe an hour or two and just write. And I know that doesn't sound maybe very like maybe the like as structured of an answer as you're looking for, but I think that's really what has helped me. Honestly, when I started writing, I used to try to follow specific themes or I try to have a like really specific idea of what I wanted the song to be, but it didn't feel really authentic and it felt very um generated, honestly. Um so I just really like um you know, taking a step back and just sitting down and I'm so sorry about that. And writing just for the sake of writing and being okay with okay, maybe today it's not going to be the best song in the world. Um Personally, for me, what inspires my songs is probably just like the stuff that's going on in my life, the stuff that I see going on in other people's lives. And um yeah, I don't know if that answers your question completely. But that's and I guess I tend to I guess write lyrics first, but I also just tend to write lyrics and melody together. So yeah, but there's many different ways to write. Like you can start off with a melody. I just usually don't do that because it doesn't work for me that well. Um,
So I had a question for you. Suppose there is a young musician or someone who is into songwriting and wants to either professionally produce music or produce music on their own. What advice would you give them, and where do you think you tell them to start?
yeah. Wait, do you think I could just also plug in my charger? I'm so sorry.
Yes, yeah, go ahead.
I totally did not charge my laptop. It was kind of a late notice yesterday, and I'm really
Yeah,
sorry about that.
no worries. We're just so glad you're here.
Yeah, I can definitely so I can definitely give advice, and I think the advice I would give is there's a lot of hidden layers in a song that people don't hear, you know? That's one of the biggest things I've heard. And also don't overproduce yourself. So, um I think well, okay. So, I guess it's like I can explain where I'm kind of coming from with this advice. Um First of all, what I mean there's a bunch of layers in a song is I mean that vocals, when you hear vocals and you right now maybe you heard, maybe you heard like one track at certain parts. I mean, there's definitely in the chorus it sounded like there are many people singing. I mean, at least that's what it's supposed to sound like. Um but there are probably a lot of times where you thought you heard one track, but that's actually three tracks, and it's just the concept of doubling where you have a vocal in a right ear, a vocal in a left ear, and a vocal in the center. Um, and doubling is just like the beginning of this whole thing about layering, because this is also true with guitar and drums. And you know, you hear something simple, but there's a lot more behind it. So um, sometimes you may hear a bass which just sounds like one instrument, but it's like several different basses combined to, you know, get a specific sound. So, and I guess maybe the reason you want to get a specific sound is obviously one, because you're trying to fit maybe a certain genre or a subgenre, but maybe you also need to get a specific sound because um, and this kind of goes into the technical sense of it. You want to make sure that the frequencies that your instruments in aren't overlapping, or like if they are, you're aware of it. Um, because you don't want the vocals and one of the instruments to basically be in the same frequency, like have the majority of their stuff in the same frequency, because then otherwise the vocals won't come out clearly. So that's what I mean by don't overproduce, but be specific about the tracks you choose and kind of have an understanding that there's a lot of um, there's a lot more behind maybe just like one vocal or one guitar line. Yeah. Yeah, and also another thing, I recently learned this because I got to work with a producer who I really look up to. Um he's worked with like a lot of people. He so I found this producer through just being on TikTok, honestly, and I follow a lot of Seattle artists and I follow a lot of other cool musicians. And a lot of these people have a lot of followers, like they have 500K plus followers, which I'm definitely not close to. But I kept seeing this one guy who was producing all their music, and his name's Jake Crocker. And I emailed him and I asked him if he could help me produce a song, and he said yes. So I guess one advice I would offer is just to reach out to people because you never know what they're gonna say. And I'm obviously not like the people who I was watching on TikTok, but um, just never forget that everyone starts somewhere. Oh yeah, and I'll give you my Instagram for sure. Um, but through him, I learned one thing. He asked me to change the chords of my song in the beginning to make it slower. And that's when I realized there's a lot of simple things that you can do almost. It's almost insane because I never thought of changing the chords. So I basically made it so much more simple. Like the beginning has way simpler chords and way fewer chords. And it almost creates a slower tone in the beginning, which I was really struggling to do. So I just have to say that I guess I'm not being very clear. Look at a lot of the simple base level things and also understand that for certain things like vocals, it may look very simple, but there's more behind it. So I guess consider both things, you know? Like I guess don't get so wrapped up in producing that you forget that this song is also a song with just vocals and piano. and there's a lot you can do in changing that, and then you can work on the production. So yeah. Oh yeah. Also, thank you, Trisha. Yeah. So yeah, totally. You guys should add me on Instagram because I'll add you back, and yeah, I'm always looking for new people to talk to and new people to listen to my music. So I kind of want to answer Ankit's question.
Yeah,
Um,
go ahead.
yeah, I don't know if we're running low on time or okay.
No,
Uh,
we're doing great on time. And I might ask you a couple questions after you answer his question, and then you can share your second song.
okay. Yeah. So what are the challenges you faced your initial days when you got into this field? And what motivates you to work in this field? Because I know that to be successful in this industry, it takes a lot of time. How do you motivate yourself and work hard every day? That's a question I'm answering myself. um, I wouldn't say I'm successful, to be honest. If you click on my Spotify, you'll see there's 5 monthly listeners there, and that is because I have not released on Spotify in over a year. That's another thing. I think one thing I'm realizing is you should just keep putting out your work there, because I had like a few hundred listeners, but then it went away because I just stopped releasing. So, keep putting out your work. I guess the challenges I faced is literally that, like not being able to put out my work. Like, as as I mentioned earlier, I have 50 songs I've written, but like one that I've released, and it's a bit of a double-edged sword because um perfection perfection can be the enemy of good, and also the industry is really really difficult. And I would say that if you have a really good product, you have a bit of a higher chance of catching someone's ear than maybe something that sounds like it was made in your bedroom. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. But then again, you just want to keep releasing music so that people will stay with your stuff. I guess I guess yeah, it's been really hard. I mean, you can post a YouTube video or you can post a TikTok and you can put hours into it and it won't work sometimes. But I think for me, I just remember like is what's behind this for me. And what's behind it is like I love this. Like I just love making music, and it's genuinely kept me afloat for a very long time. And I mean, I mean, hard work is really difficult, but I would say that doing nothing and then regretting it is more difficult. And that's something I'm still like learning, and I'm still trying to be more consistent with my work and stuff. But I mean, the worst thing that can happen is that you put some music out there, or you start doing something, and um maybe something, like maybe what you wanted doesn't come out of it, but you're still a step closer to being where you want to be. So like if you sit down and try to write a song and you spend 2 hours on it, and it just doesn't come out the way you want it to come out, it's like, yeah, I mean, you didn't get what you wanted, but you're a step closer to getting it, and you probably would have needed to take that step anyways. And it's the same thing with posting content, like, or yeah, just posting your music or posting content, which is something I've been trying to be better about. It's like, yeah, you could take the time to post content and it would flop, and that sucks. But you also are a step closer to being okay with posting content and it flopping, because creative people don't need success, shouldn't need success to motivate them. Um, I think creativity actually comes from just the quiet, and sometimes the lack of success. And I think that actually sometimes too much success can kill creativity. So yeah, that's yeah. Sorry, I totally went on a tangent there. Um,
No, thank you so much for your response. I think everyone is very inspired, and your words are very applicable to not only, I think, older musicians, but also, musicians on the younger side who are trying to find inspiration, or trying to work towards creating songs. And obviously, like it's not easy. There's so much that goes into it. But I think your music is just an example of when you do something that you love and really put effort into it, that that you can produce something beautiful. So just going off of that, for being a young musician, um, kind of how do you think it's different being a musician of color, and being a person who is also Gen Z? Do you think those affect your music production at all, or your ability to like find resources or things like that? Um, and if you've faced hurdles, kind of how have you overcome them?
Yeah, I have to say that as a person of color, it is difficult because um yeah, and I guess this does relate to stuff being very Gen Z, but I don't know if it would have been much different earlier because I think that it might have been even harder earlier. Social media is once again a double-edged sword. I keep saying that. But I think that social media is a double-edged sword because, you know, it's very easy. I have to say that I always feel like I'm not conventionally attractive or that I don't fit the beauty standard or what a lot of people look like or just around me. I think a lot of the beauty standard nowadays is either white or racially ambiguous, and I'm neither, and I'm also South Asian, which I think deep down I almost feel like it's never fit this Western beauty standard. um, so yeah, that's definitely been a struggle. I actually don't know how to what to really say about it except um, you can't really change it. Um, it's um, and I guess yeah. I mean, I guess I've realized something that I've started to feel that I don't think it's like I don't think my looks are the reason I'm not doing well in music though. You know, and or like my looks aren't hindering how well I do in music. I guess so. I mean, I guess they're not an advantage, but I don't think they're hindering me. And I think that, I mean, you can't really. I'm sorry, I have terrible advice for this. You can't really change the way the world perceives you. So I think that you just have to be like, okay, yes, I am a person of color, and I also want to get into this industry, and I want to get into this industry more than like like it outweighs the challenges I know I'm gonna face through being a person of color because I think you are gonna face some and it's really it's I mean really I I have to be honest, like almost every producer I've worked with has been a white man, and it's fine. I mean that's and not all of them have been bad like the one I worked with recently is really really nice, but everyone on his team was also a white man. And I think that you have to just you're going to meet some bad people, but you're also going to meet some good people, and you just have to stay connected with them. Unfortunately, I don't know how much. Oh, I guess there's one good thing about this. I definitely have used being a person of color to inspire the music I write, and there's a few songs that I've written about this that I'm not going to share today, but there are definitely some really good songs that I think I could maybe put out in the future, and it might be a new, yeah, or Indian and Western mashups, which is something I want to get a little bit more into later, like in my career, because I've not gotten a chance to explore fusion and stuff. But yeah, it has definitely inspired um my sorry, what was I saying? It's definitely inspired my songs. And sorry, I'm reading some of the comments. Yeah, that's because media has brainwashed us all. Yeah, that's true. Um and yeah, I think people are changing the status quo. It's still slow, but people are changing the status quo. And yeah, maybe I should do some more Hindi songs. I guess I just have not really gotten into that. Yeah, I guess I could. See, that's another thing. I used to do Hindi music maybe when I was super young, but I stopped, and I actually wish I had continued on, but maybe with a different teacher. Um, so yeah, yeah, I could maybe do something mashup. I have been thinking about that, but yeah. Um,
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing. We'd love to hear your second song. I don't know if you're comfortable with this, but it would be super cool if you sung something live, even if you don't have like a piano or acoustic backup, if that's okay with you, but you can share your second song first and then we can see what to do after that.
yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess I'm just worried because I don't have like the setup and everything right now, but yeah, I can share this and then we can see from there, I guess. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Oh wait, sorry. I want to explain this song. This song I wrote, and then I arranged it, so I arranged all the harmonies and stuff. I guess this one's not really as much about production because I didn't do too much production work on this. But then I worked. I think this was written in my bio that I wrote a song and arranged it, and then I had um me and like the jazz choir at my high school sing it for a graduation at T-Mobile Stadium. So I just want to share the video with you guys. So yeah, it's just super different than the other stuff. Okay, let me go ahead. It feels like there's a deadline coming through. Time's the only thing we seem to eternally lose. And it's funny that I used to beg for it to pass.
Different tennis to cry while you brush your teeth. Been waiting for this, but now I don't wanna leave. Press the memories in a book so that they last.
Cause I see you in every face at the airport. Leaving friends has never been my strong forte. And I think I might break, oh I think I might break.
Some people are just burned in your back, bring their words and their ways in a way that you can't explain. Well, I think I might break, well, I hope I don't break. Change seems to be inevitable, good for your soul, but my mind's going through hell today. I feel like I'm made out of glass. Faces come and go, I should have known. We grow together but we move through this world alone. Not sure if I should cry or laugh. Cause I see you in every face at the airport. Leaving friends has never been my strong forte. And I think I might break, oh I think I might break. Some people are just burned in your back, bring their words and their ways in a way that you can't explain. And I think I might break, oh I hope I don't break.
What if this is all temperamental? That's what makes me so sentimental. Let me go so you can find it. Trust that the stars will align, 'cause
I see you in every face at the airport. Leaving friends has never been my strong forte. And I think I might break, and I hope I don't break. Some people are just burned in your back, bring their words and their ways in a way that you can't explain.
scared, but I'll have some faith that I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah, so that was just a really different project. I'm proud of it because it took me a very long time. Because I had everyone just like all these people just come into my room and I recorded them, and the recording time was like
That's what.
oh my god, that was so scary. I have no idea where that came from. But it was that was so scary. I just had a bunch of people come in and I recorded these people. And it took a while. So I would say it like took 20 hours to just record them. but I also wrote like a 5-part harmony, which also took a really long time. And I'm not very good at writing harmonies. It was a lot of music theory work for me. Like I can't come up with harmonies on the spot. So that was definitely something different. But I'm proud of it because also the video editing. The video editing took a lot of time. And like I remember the day before it was submitted, I thought all of my work was gone. But luckily I found it, so it was all good. But this was a whole different type of project. But I think it's good to do different things. And I guess one thing that I really like about this project is that I think collaboration. Um, I think I kind of said this earlier. Like, you should just reach out to whoever you want to reach out to, or like, talk to whoever you want to, because like nothing, like worst case scenario, they don't respond. Like, and they weren't talking to you before anyway, so you didn't really gain or lose anything. And I mean, like, you should talk to your friends who sing, and you should also talk to like the producer that like I reached out to, who's kind of like a big deal. You should reach out to those people too, because a lot of the time they don't respond, but sometimes they do. And yeah, I think collaboration is a really important thing.
That was amazing, Aayushi. And we really appreciate you sharing that with us. Um, so we can do like a Q&A for another 10 minutes and wrap up, or if you want to share some more of your music or sing something for us, we are okay with any of it. Let us know. What do you want to do right now?
Um, I guess I do have a song in mind that I could maybe sing on live. Um, I am totally unprepared for this, so I have to be honest. So, um, but I have to say one thing about this song, and I would say that I think I should maybe give a bit of a trigger warning because it can be very depressing. I wrote this song a really long time ago, but we were talking about my experience as a person of color. So I think that affected the song. But there's a lot of other things to this song. So I would say like this song is kind of, it touches on topics such as eating and being a person of color, and also sexual harassment and um, yeah. So those are pretty severe topics. So if I don't know if that's good to share right now. So yeah, that's
Yeah, you can go ahead and share. Thank you for the trigger warning. If anyone, isn't able to handle those topics, then feel free to, leave and join back. But we would love to hear your work. So yeah, go ahead. We totally love to hear it if you're comfortable. Um, so yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Okay. I don't know if I have the lyrics. I think okay, I think I have the lyrics written down, but okay. Let me just I think I'm gonna try to copy the lyrics too. Um I think I'm gonna try to copy the lyrics to the chat, if that's okay.
Yeah,
Uh
sure. Take your time.
oh yeah. Oh, yeah, thank you guys. Thanks to everyone for like the encouragement, by the way, in the chat.
It was nice to see Jatin and Mahati in that video. Lots of
Yeah,
people I recognized.
I didn't know you guys. How do you know them?
Well, I think I know Mahati because she was in my middle school, and Jatin was he did Model United Nations like me.
Oh.
So
Oh, I see. That's cool. Wait, that's very cool. Yeah,
yeah,
they were also in that video, and they're also really good musicians. So yeah.
that's so cool. That's awesome that like you have that community of musicians at your high school.
Yes. Oh no, I don't know if I can type it in. Okay.
You
Well,
can you can DM it to me if you want, and I can put it.
I think I can. I think it's too long to. I can share it on the screen actually. And
Yeah, sure.
okay, okay. I think that will work. Okay.
Okay, I think Om Shri then will have to stop sharing her screen.
I think I
Wait, there.
already talked around. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Um, okay. So, excuse. Actually, this song I don't think I can have a lot of voice cracks on. Um, Sorry, I'm connecting my piano to the.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have an electric piano right now, so which is not connected to anything, so it's not the best. But yeah, like this song, it's yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have a lot of voice cracks on it, but if I do, well, it will be the first time. But because it's not a very high song, but yeah, I guess that's kind of also why I picked this. But I really love this song, so
Awesome.
yeah.
We're excited to hear it.
Yes, I'm excited for everyone to hear it too. I don't know how it's gonna come out, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. Okay. Sitting in silence. Wait, I don't know. Wait, let me reduce the piano. I'm so sorry. I need to reduce the piano. It's a little too loud. Okay. Sitting in silence, but I'm losing my mind. Your number pops up and I press decline. If I was a number, I'd be 1 out of 9. I'm sorry for being a waste of your time. Education system that feeds us with lies. A 4.0, why do you still cry? If it was that simple, then I'd be alright. Got a perfect number, but I'm losing my mind. So okay, I'm so sorry. I think I'm messing up the chords, and I just realized that. And I don't know if the audio is it all working and stuff?
Everything is working and it was sounding amazing.
Okay, can you give me like 1 second? Because I realized that I was messing up the chords, and it has been bothering me because I didn't want to restart. But
Yeah, take your time.
okay, yeah, I just didn't anticipate this.
We all think you're just so talented and amazing. We love your voice. Just take your time. No
Yeah,
one's judging you. We're just we're
I'm
just
so
clapping
sorry.
for
Yeah,
you.
I didn't. Okay, I think I know the chords. I just see I wrote this song a really long time ago, but yeah, it's just been a while. So okay, I think I'm ready. Wait, actually, let me just double check. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, all right. Sitting in silence, but I'm losing my mind. Your number pops up and I press decline. If I was a number, I'd be 1 out of 9. I'm sorry for being a waste of your time. Education system that feeds us with lies. A 4.0, why do you still cry? If it was that simple, then I'd be alright. Got a perfect number, but I'm losing my mind. So 1, 2, 3, count the times I've been broken. Sometimes I wish I could cry in the open. 4, 5, 6, why do I feel so lonely? Please tell me that I'm not the only. When everything seems so out of reach, numbers on the clock move faster than you can speak. Stare in silence, but just listen to me. Can you just listen to me? Can you just standing on a scale at a 105? You should weigh less for that kind of high. Gotta reach my goals, I'll be starving tonight. Or throw up in the sink, cause I'm losing this fight. The cards in my hand, will I make it alive? It was a mistake, but we know that's a lie. Behind these closed doors, why do all of us cry? Our humanity makes us wanna hide. So 1, 2, 3, count the times I've been broken. Sometimes I wish I could cry in the open. 4, 5, 6, why do I feel so lonely? Please tell me that I'm not the only. When everything seems so out of reach, numbers on the clock move faster than you can speak. Stare in silence, but just listen to me. Can you just listen to me? Can you just? 'Cause you don't really care, though you say otherwise. You're only thinking, can I get some tonight? You push my boundaries, are you fucking blind? I'm sick of you being a waste of my life. I only feel whole when I'm singing at night. Minority caught in her lying mind. Music's my soul, but I'm so out of line. The statistics prove it, they don't like my type. So 1, 2, 3, count the times I've been broken. Sometimes I wish I could cry in the open. 4, 5, 6, why do I feel so lonely? Please tell me that I'm not the only. When everything seems so out of reach, numbers on the clock move faster than you can speak. Stare in silence, but just listen to me. Can you just listen to me? Can you just? Sorry, that was rough. I was very pitchy.
That was beautiful. Oh my God. And so soul touching. Could really tell that you were, putting your emotions and feelings into it. And I think that's really the job of a musician at the end of the day, to touch their audience and make them feel something. Because I know I felt something. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. We really appreciate it. And it was so amazing. I think everyone's giving you a lot of love in the chat. So
thank you so much. Yeah, I'm sorry that was a little. I mean, yeah, I was a bit rough for me just because I've not warmed up today. And yeah, that's okay. But yeah,
it was so amazing still. And we're so glad you were able to make it on such short notice. So I really appreciate that. And I think all of us are really inspired by your work. We're definitely gonna follow you on Spotify. Would love to hear more of your work if you release it. So feel free to share your social media. I sent in your link tree. But if you have anything else to share with the audience, feel free to.
Yeah, yeah, feel free to follow me. Yeah, that was that was kind of a spur of a moment performance, but I think that's okay to do. Sometimes, you have to do spur of the moment things, because it's just good. It's just good for you. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say. If anyone has any, oh yeah, the stress of getting a 4.0. Yeah, I think that this song, I really did not like it at first. I think I felt like, I was throwing a pity party for myself, so I hated this song. But I performed it for an activism group actually in my sophomore year, and then now I'm like, I have to release this because I just feel that, I think that it deserves to be released. Hopefully it's a little bit better produced and played than right now, but yeah, I just think that it touches on some important topics. And yeah, I thought it was super, like, I thought it was kind of a pity party, but then I think there were a few people who came up to me and they were crying, and I was like, oh my God. So like, this actually does touch people. And yeah, that's all. I think the song is a good song. And I think that it starts off with small topics at the beginning, but it gets bigger. And I thought that I overloaded the song with topics originally, but then now that I like go back and I look at it, I feel that I didn't, because I think that's where the real problems in my life came from. Just like, not from just one thing, but it's like a combination of like 5 or 6 different things. So yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely, Ankit. Yeah, definitely connect with me. And yeah, you too, Annie. Like, yeah, everyone should connect with me. And if anyone has any more questions, go ahead and write them in the chat. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Aayushi. Uh, we're probably gonna wrap up in around 2 minutes. I think there's one more question, so you can feel free to answer it, and then Shri, if you want, you can take it from there.
Okay. Yo, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you a little bit more about the yeah, well, I don't know. See, this is the music business. I don't know too much about it. There's a lot of different royalties. There's publishing royalties, there's performing royalties, and then there's writing credits. Yeah, yeah, you can write music and someone can buy it from you. I guess basically so when you write a song, you automatically have ownership over it, but then if someone buys it from you, they take that ownership, and basically you kind of get chopped off from that song. I don't think that's what happened with Taylor Swift and Scooter Braun. I'm not exactly sure, actually. I definitely don't know enough about that situation, but I don't think that he took away the writing credits of her music completely, at least, because then she wouldn't be able to release the like she wouldn't be able to re-release the music that she's doing. I think that their situation had more to do with the masters, and the master of a song is just like a finished audio recording of it, and the master of a song is different than the writing of a song, because so I guess the master of a song is the version of a song that you get on Spotify. But like let's say someone did an acoustic version of that song. That's a completely different master, or so someone can have rights to the master of a song, but they might not have rights to maybe like an acoustic version of that song. That's also a separate master. So I don't know. Um yeah, and yeah, I'll definitely share my contacts. So my Instagram is I.You.She music, and yeah, I don't really know, because maybe I can you can text me on Instagram, because I know that they're running low on time. I'm I'm also gonna go in college this year, so yeah.
Thank you so much, Ayushi. We loved having you here today, and it was more of a last minute thing, but thank you so much, and thank you so much for presenting your music and doing it live. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank
So I
you so much.
think that's it for the questions from our audience. Our next session will start at 9:30 with. So see you there, or see you then, everyone.